Human trafficking is a big problem across the United States, but it's a problem here in San Diego. It's something that's infected so many of the urban cities, and San Diego is no exception, unfortunately. We are on the top 13 list for child prostitution. And child prostitution means that it's human trafficking because children don't prostitute themselves. Human trafficking is a lot more subtle. It sort of hides in plain view, so you have to be aware of the signs, you have to know what to look for, and it's really important that we get rid of stereotypes because our biases and stereotypes of how it looks like actually makes the crime increase. It makes victims not realize that they're victims.
I actually knew nothing about it. I just knew that people sold themselves for money, and I didn't know that it was not a choice.
Yes, I believe that with all the work that seniors are doing, it's making a difference because even if it's little or small or if it affects one person, I believe that all the work that we're doing right now, that it's worth it.
I do believe that we're definitely making a difference because we're creating awareness in a topic that hasn't really been covered by the media or by anything big in general. So I definitely think it's making a difference, and the way movements start is with something small, so yes.
I do believe that we are actually making a difference because we're raising funds for the Alabaster Jar Project, and we're also spreading awareness on social media.
The connection between the Senior Project and the Alabaster Jar is that we've been able to raise funds that we can donate to Alabaster Jar, which helps women coming out of the life rehabilitate and get back into their normal groove of things like they were before they were recruited into the life.
My favorite activity in the CSC project is when my own group made a End It movement for the whole school. It was an event where we had asked people to draw a red X on the back of their fist to represent the modern human slavery, and it raised a lot of awareness.
My favorite activity was selling at the MAD concert. My group had a mixology stand, and we had a lot of fun making the drinks that we sold to the crowd.
Others are quietly going insane. I feel alive when I'm close to the madness. No easy love could ever make me feel the same. I know I could lie, but I won't lie to you. Wherever I go, you're the ghost in the room. I don't even try looking for something new. 'Cause wherever I go, I'll be looking for you. Some people try, but they can't find the magic. Others get down on their knees and they pray. I come alive when I'm close to the madness. No easy love could ever make me feel the same. Make me feel the same. Make me feel the same, same. I know I can lie, but I'm telling the truth. Wherever I go, there's a shadow of you. I know I can try looking for something new. But wherever I go, I'll be looking for you. Wherever I go, I'll be looking for you. Some people pray to God for some magic, 'cause no easy love could ever make them feel the same. No easy love could ever make me feel the same. Make me feel the same, same. I know I can lie, but I'm telling the truth. Wherever I go, there's a shadow of you.
I think the biggest challenge I faced working with this project would be solving disputes between each group member. And that's a big problem because you really have a lot of deadlines to meet, and when you have a difference in opinions, it really slows you down. So having a third party or even a leader to find a middle ground between the two opinions was really helpful.
Honestly, just stay focused, take it serious, and don't take it for granted for what you're doing, because it is for something bigger than ourselves.
The college readiness skill that I used the most was summary, and that is because when I was doing my project in my group for the End It movement, it involved us going to classes. In a really short period of time, we had to present about the issue, and so I had to summarize the bigger picture in order to inform my audience.
The thing that impacts us the most in these cases is the damage that's done from human trafficking. You know, looking in the eyes of a mother who's lost a child because the child has been trapped into a life of exploitation by someone who offered glamour, offered love, because that's what the traffickers do. They disguise themselves as a Romeo. They disguise themselves as someone that's offering presents, jewelry, attention, glamour, and other things. Talking to mothers who've lost their girls, their children to this, it's just terrible. And then talking to victims who become survivors and seeing the trauma and the impact on them. Because, you know, this is very much unlike a robbery or a burglary where you take somebody's wallet or their car. Yes, that's disturbing, but it doesn't really impact people at their very core, in the center of their dignity and their heart, like this crime where our victims really feel like they're less than human. They're like a product that's sold. The impact lasts for years and sometimes for a lifetime.
A new report reveals human trafficking complaints to the national hotline are now higher than they've ever been. Corruption, poverty, debt, the caste system, all these play a role, with girls as young as 13 being sold as sex slaves.
912 human trafficking cases were reported in California last year, and that's up nearly 14% from 2013.
The time of her recovery was also the time she looked back most at her horrific past. Her comfort turned into fear once he opened the door and spoke words of hate and abuse.
I need you now.
No, not now, please.
You don't get a choice.
The gold that glistened from her neck reflected back to the times when he shut her down.
Who do you think you are?
I'm yours, I'm sorry.
Don't you ever disrespect
I
me.
won't.
Let this be a lesson learned.
Tears would run down her face as she looked into the mirror. The dark memory was now in the box along with the others. She walked into the train station hoping she could get a ride for a better life. Instead, what she got was the opposite. He followed her with a friendly face. Once he caught her eyes, he gave her a daisy. The same type of daisy that was supposed to symbolize innocence, purity, and true love. The rest was history. All was lost until hope called.
Hey.
Hey, are you ready?
Yeah. I am actually.
And something's gotta break before another one brings me down. They bring me down. Next one had me trusting every word I thought was true.
In time, I hoped I would be able to help her on her journey to gain back her hope, trust, and happiness.
Gotta break before another one brings me down. Yeah, they bring me down. But what if there's something that I keep missing?
After all the years of confusion and self-blame, she organized her past into a cardboard safe. Her memories strengthened her into the powerful woman that stands before me.
Someone that I already know. What if that anybody?
However, today is a day where she can finally bury her grief.
Anybody's you. Yeah. Anybody's you. Someone to listen. Someone to make me happy. Someone who loves me. What if that anybody?
I can't begin to explain how proud I am of her. The strength it took to move on. Somehow she found a way to accept what happened to her in a way that no one else could.
What if there's something that I keep missing? What if there's someone that I can't lose? That's when I'm crying, will he listen? Isn't there anybody? What if there's someone that makes me happy? Someone that I already know. What if that anybody?
This is why I love her.